surprise, we've got the Three of Cups because, again, Cancer is in Jupiter. So a lot of this is related to people, who you're working with, who you're connected to, your impact, or the way you are being impacted by other people. Hello, Capricorn. My name is Kristen Simone Hansen, and welcome to SeaGoat Secrets. Hi Capricorn, so I'm Kristen and I'm a healer. In this video, you're going to get a full rundown of Capricorn's energy for the remainder of the year pertaining to your career and practical matters and how it affects you and your placements. And if at any point in this video you feel connected to me and would like to become a client of mine, you can do so by joining this link here and also in the bio. I welcome you. And if you would like to know what my clients are saying about me and my client circle, you can also join this link here as well. And as you all know, I am a global citizen. And so if you have not already, please let me know where you're listening from in the comments and we can all connect and be a strong collective. Now, with all that being said, let's get into this. All right, so Capricorn, here we are with your career and practical matters reading for the remainder of 2025, Capricorn. This is interesting because, again, we've got a lot of major activation going on when it comes to courage, when it comes to your relationship with courage, the courage to step out and find your stability, step out and find a new sense of financial security from within, a deep sense of security. This is not just money for money's sake or status for external validation. Capricorn, everything is inside of you. Everything is within. And now that everything is happening within you, it's scaring you and if it isn't yet, it will be. Because the biggest thing here, Capricorn, is you cannot rely on the outside. You cannot rely on, again, the external. You guys are people that navigate the 10th house. And as you navigate the 10th house, the beauty of being in the 10th house is the fact that as long as you show a strong face, everything is okay. But we are talking about a lot of 4th house activation, okay? And when we're looking at, okay, so you need to know you're protected, and again, stepping out of anxiety. So when we're looking at 4th house activation, Capricorn, this is Cancer. This is within. This is everything inside. This is what's happening inside the home being ruptured. This is instability on an internal level. This is instability that cannot be made up for or put on a good face with. This is you really having to address the things that are happening inside of the cracks of the home. And this isn't just the home in terms of your actual home. I mean, your sense of home within yourself, and the hard work that you have to put in to really feel stable, to really feel secure. Let's just say that, stable and secure in ways that go unseen. So this is you really having to put in the groundwork, again, financially, because you need to see who you truly are. Every journey starts with a single step. Yeah, so this is you putting in the groundwork financially because you realize that you really desire stability, the kind of stability that gives you a sense of security that, again, I hate to repeat myself, but goes beyond what other people see. It's something that you need inside of yourself. Now this can happen in a way where for some reason, and again, because it requires courage, it requires grit, and it requires work. So for some reason, you get hit with a reality that you need more security, you need more stability. So this could be a fund that you need to save up for. This could be the revelation that you might lose your home. This could be the revelation that something happening with your mortgage or something like that, or your child leaving away from home and you need to create an emergency fund for them. There's some kind of awareness that hits you, that shakes you in a way that says, I need to have more. I need to create more of a cushion. I need to create more stability. I need to create more security. Now, on a positive note, this is going to see you getting much more serious, okay, much more serious and much more stable about, especially if you guys work for yourselves, your business, what it is that you are doing. So we've got 2 down there. What you are doing to create a business, stabilize a professional identity. This is you getting really secure within yourself, which is nice. But yeah, getting very secure within yourself, which is nice. This is the kind of energy that yeah, you're really, you're getting serious. You're getting, I actually feel like this moon in reverse, because at the bottom, what fell was the moon and the 8 of Pentacles. But I feel like that moon in reverse is first, and I feel like the 8 of Pentacles is second. So it's the moon in reverse for the month of August. But anyway, so this is you getting very stable. It's you getting very serious. And, I've been saying this in the healing circle. I will link the healing circle here if you want to join. I'm in the healing circle 3 times a week. So when I'm not here on the main channel, I'm in the healing circle doing lives 3 times a week. And, I get really intimate in the healing circle. I get very connected and share my own experiences and things like that. But in the healing circle, I've been mentioning a lot about this joke that I keep making about telling Capricorn to get more serious and how funny that is, right? Like, Capricorn, you need to get more serious. But it's true, Capricorn, you need to get more serious. And you know that. You can feel that. After Capricorn left Pluto, you guys have been in a very relaxed state. You kind of, especially when Jupiter was sitting in your sign, you really kind of sat down. The first half of 2025 was you really learning how to sit down, and you took the initiative of sitting down. You did. You things slowed down for you, Capricorn, during that time. And at this point, you guys need to put yourself in let's say back in the driver's seat in terms of, yeah, having to get back up and having to use the courage and the power and the me first, self-assured, self-esteem energy of Aries, and really get into the groundwork of creating a stable life for yourself. This is what wealth looks like, Capricorn. Remember, Aquarius and Pluto is trying to change your relationship to wealth. It's trying to heal and evolve your relationship to wealth. And this is one of the ways in which that is happening. This is probably the biggest way in which that is happening. It is evolving you. It is transforming you. It's transcending you in terms of your relationship to wealth. But it begins with you really stepping out on courage and really stabilizing in a very deep way. Aries energy is a serious energy as well. Aries knows how to invest and when to invest. It's interesting. I've got 2 energies here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And then we've got the Empress in the shadow with Revelation at the bottom of the deck. That's interesting. Yeah, but it's the kind of seriousness that happens with Aries that says it's time to put in the groundwork. It's time to, yeah, be unapologetically intense. You need to stabilize. You need to ground. But on a positive note, again, this is happening through your relationships with other people. So other people can help you evolve this. We're talking about luck in contracts, partnerships, teamwork, your partner, and it's interesting because in the love reading, I link the love reading here. The love reading, we see that by the time January comes around, Capricorn is dealing with a partner that feels quite strong to them, that feels like the King of Wands to them, which I think is interesting because keep in mind we're in the Cancer Jupiter time period. So Capricorn it feels like during the end of the year, you're going to maybe soften while your partner strengthens. And and now this can be a business partner, but because I'm mentioning the love reading, for a lot of you, your love partner strengthens while you soften in a way, while you heal, while you restore, while you focus on stability. All right, so ah, not so upset with this. I was a little worried. I was a little worried. Nothing too crazy. Okay, Capricorn. So here we are. All right. You know what's interesting? The very first month, Capricorn, which is August. Here we are in August. August has let's say, the strangest energy. August has the strangest energy. Everything else, I like everything else, Capricorn. I do. I like everything else. But let's begin here with August. So we have the moon in reverse. That was the one that hit the floor. I'm not sure if it hit the floor upright, but when I found it, it was in reverse. And nothing happens without design, Capricorn. So you're stepping out of worry. You're stepping out of anxiety. That's the thing that's taking place as the remainder of August comes out. And we got softly, softly the tender touch. So being kinder to yourself. Okay, being kinder to yourself, being more, yeah, kind, honest. There's a need to transform your relationship with your anxieties, your worries, and your fears, and it comes from you being very difficult with yourself. Because here we have in the shadow, this is a Seven of Wands. Okay, so fear of competition, and then we also see duality in terms of clarity when it comes to what's going on in the subject. So do not lose your vigilance. Understand the dual natures of people, and then we have my Queen of Swords energy in the healing point, which is about needing to protect yourself, even from things that feel well intentioned. Needing to protect yourself from people, needing to protect yourself from situations, regardless of yeah, if they seem positive or if they seem good in that way, right? Like needing to protect yourself even from things that may seem well intentioned. Hold on a sec, Capricorn. Sorry about that, Capricorn. I needed to change the lighting up because things got pretty dark in here. But yeah, needing to protect yourself from that which seems or could seem well intentioned. Let's just say that. So it's all about boundaries. We're looking at August, and August is teaching us about boundaries. August is telling us that you need to have boundaries, that you need to understand your relationship to boundaries, that you need to be clear on what it is that you want, what it is that you desire, what is your truth. There's a vulnerability here. There's something about your vulnerability showing up in August, Capricorn. And who you're working with, you need to be aware of. Because in your shadow, there's something about competition. There's an edge. So your relationship when it comes to who it is that you're working with, again, we've got Cancer being in the seventh, being in Jupiter. So you are working with people, you are expanding with people, but also keep in mind you're also healing your relationship to people. And so as you heal your relationship to people, who serves you, who doesn't serve you, who's on your side, who isn't on your side, who's well intentioned, who isn't well intentioned, there's so much that you need to learn and understand when it comes to, yeah, this. When it comes to, sorry, sorry, Capricorn, that's hot. But when it comes to your relationship with other people, and so there's a worry happening in August. There's a fear happening in August. But you need to be kinder to yourself in the process of this, Capricorn. You need to go soft and easy on yourself. Do not allow anyone, and I mean anyone, to rupture your sense of self in the month of August, Capricorn. You cannot let other people get to you and shame you, break you, compete with you to a point where you feel lost with yourself, you feel confused with yourself, you feel lost at sea. Capricorn, you need to understand that not everyone is on your side. And you also need to understand that in business, not everyone is your friend. And that becomes hyperly aware to you in the month of August. But again, it's not about getting angry or resentful. It's just about understanding that there are dual sides. That when we're looking at dual sides, this energy always has a bit of an eerie pull to it. I'm not going to lie to you. Every time I pull it, it always lets me know, to be vigilant, to be aware, that things aren't necessarily safe. Especially Sovereign Queen Maeve, it's the same as well. The two of these together speak the same story to me, that you can't trust people. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're in a dark situation per se. It's not the kind of energy, especially in these two decks. This is not the worst energy. It's more of an energy that, and so I'll soften you can't trust people, and more like saying you can't entirely trust. You can't blindly trust. You're not in a position to just say, everything is okay, everything is easy, everything is fine, and I can just trust fall, and I'm in an easy situation. I wouldn't say that's the case, Capricorn. You're in a situation where you have to be aware that there are two sides to every story, and that people want what they want. And a lot of you guys are dealing with situations where, yeah, people want what they want from you, they want what they want from the situation. In other words, everybody needs to get their back scratched. Everything costs. Everything, nothing you get for free. You know the classic words, right? And that's the kind of energy that takes place in August. However, you're stepping out of worry and anxiety here. It's important to understand that you're not necessarily, like, you fear competition and this scruffy kind of energy. That's what you fear. However, you're not necessarily there, Capricorn. You're more in a space where you just need to understand that everybody wants to get something. Everybody wants their own thing. Everybody wants to I'm trying to think of the word, like, there's a phrase. Everybody wants everyone's out to get something, or something like that. Like, yeah, just the kind of thing where, kind of like the Six of Pentacles in that way, right? Like, I'm giving this to you because I want something back. So that kind of energy takes place for you in the month of August, but you fear a much worse situation than what it is that you're actually dealing with. What you're dealing with is simply an understanding that you're navigating social dynamics in August, that you have to be vigilant, you have to be aware, you have to be particular. I'm going to read Sovereign Queen Maeve for you in order to soften this, or I guess clarify it. So this is my Queen of Swords, and this is clarity. So in your mind, this is going to be aware to you. Value what is sacred to you by protecting it from interference, even that which may be well-intentioned. Be compassionate, but set firm boundaries. You're going to triumph over a negative situation. It will take courage, but you have more than enough inner strength, resourcefulness, and boldness to accomplish that which you wish to attain. Do not give up. You have the ability to connect to higher worlds, so open your heart and mind to the light. That's what I mean, Capricorn. It's about boundaries. It's about clarity. You're also dealing with something that is quite negative for you, something that is quite difficult. You are in an emotional space. Go easy on yourself, Capricorn. If you beat yourself up, you will not get anywhere, and you will give your power away. This is not a time to give your power away. This is a time to understand that you don't need to be as worried as you think. Throughout the month of August, and as August finishes itself, you're going to realize that your anxieties, your worries, your fears, it's not necessarily that they're unfounded. They just don't need to be as deep as you think that they are. You're going to step out of that fear. You're going to step out of that anxiety, but keeping yourself strong and knowing that everyone's out for themselves. So you need to be out for yourself too. You need to be aware of what you can gain and what you can take in this situation. Let's just say that. And being kind to yourself first is the most important. So from there, we'll go into September. Now, I like this energy of September. Like I said, August is quite heavy, right? August is quite heavy. However, the other months lighten up from August. So we got in September this beautiful Eight of Pentacles. And what I love about an Eight of Pentacles, Capricorn, is the fact that you are the Eight of Pentacles. You're comfortable in the Eight of Pentacles, and so is Virgo. And in September, we are in Virgo season, right? And so as we're navigating Virgo season, this energy is very good for you, Capricorn. It's very kind to you. It wants to see you evolve. It wants to see you expand, Capricorn. Hold on one second. I'm going to make sure we're good with the video. All right, Capricorn, sorry about that. So, yeah, so here we are in terms of August. So, yeah, it's important to understand that you're in the kind of position where Virgo season wants to see you expand, it wants to see you evolve, it wants to see you work hard. You're in a flow state in the month of September, and I like this flow state because, yeah, Virgo is your friend. Virgo loves you. Virgo is your sister sign, and it wants to see you comfortable. It wants to see you evolve. It wants to see you win. And we see this tied with heaven's sense. So we have a sense of divine guidance moving through the month of September. Again, you're in a flow state. I can't help but emphasize that enough. You're able to work, you're able to have clarity, you're able to have discipline, you're able to see through your path, and you're steady, your head is down, and you're going. Flow state is good, Capricorn. When you are in a flow state, you are in a good state. Capricorn energy, SeaGoat, your flow is the way in which your earth and your water merge together, and you're just swimming, you're just going, you're just evolving, you're just expanding, and it's a very good energy for you. So September feels very good. Again, limitations, let go of your worries. So September will see you in a space where when you enter that flow state, because we see in your shadow the Four of Swords. So there's a fear that you have of being too relaxed. There's a fear you have that you are holding on to your worries. You are anxious. You feel like you have to overly work. You feel like you have to do all these things. Let go of your worries, Capricorn. You don't need them. You don't need them. September, just allow yourself to flow, allow things to be organic, allow yourself to work in a way that is organic. Do not overwork yourself because you feel like the only way to control what it is that you're worried about is to put yourself in an overworked state. That's not going to help you, Capricorn. Now, this is an earth energy in terms of your healing points. So in the practical world, around you. Again, this is where you're healing. So in August, we see you having to be aware that who it is that you're surrounded by, you have to kind of be on guard. But in September, we see a different energy. We see seek and you shall find. Find the teachers and teachings which feel pure to your heart. But remember, it is the inner truth of you that will ultimately set you free. Do not give your power away, but do trust in a greater guiding wisdom at work in all aspects of your life. Ask for help from enlightened spiritual beings in any matter of concern, and help shall be granted. Believe all problems can be resolved. Believe all problems can be resolved, and a more graceful life experience is opening up for you. So again, believe all problems can be resolved, and a graceful life experience is opening up for you, Capricorn. And this is you having to go within the world around you. So going in the practical world around you and understanding there's something about September, again, flow state, very nice, but you need help. You need to talk to people. You need to connect with people. Don't overwork yourself out of fear that you're going to be complacent. When you're worried, putting yourself in the state of workaholic does not work. However, allow the natural flow. You have a natural workflow in September, and it's good. But when you feel like you are scared or you are worried, ask for help, ask for connection. You're going to see yourself be able to evolve through what it is that you're learning and understanding through other people. And most importantly, like I said, Capricorn, September is a beautiful energy because it reminds you to let go of your fears, Capricorn. Let go of your worries. Now, when we look at October, we see the Chariot. Okay, so this is you needing to triumph, power through, push through, be the hunter, not the hunted. What it is that you desire will not develop logically, and you need to create strategy here along with the Chariot. So the Chariot sees you sitting there needing to power through and pioneer through creating strategy. And in your fears is the death. Okay, so you have a deep fear that what it is that you want, what it is that you have been working toward will end. Excuse me, Capricorn, last interruption. Needs to change the camera one more time. But you have a fear that what it is that you want the most will end. And this fear is navigating you. This fear is guiding you. This is a pretty, this is a heavy fear. You're afraid that you're going to lose. You're afraid that you're going to be destroyed. You're a fear that it's going to end for you, that what you want is going to end for you. But in your shadow, it's also met with the fact that in your subject is also a major. So your shadow has a major arcana, the death, but your subject has a major arcana as well. So you're fighting. You're fighting in October, and I like that. You're putting in the good fight. What it is that you fear, you're fighting against it with all your might, with the Chariot, with the beautiful Chariot. And what I love about the Chariot is the Chariot is someone that is searching for victory by any means necessary. Okay? The Chariot is saying, you know what? I'm not going to lose this war. I'm not going to lose this fight. I'm going to do everything I can to push through, to power through, to expand with all the adversity in front of me, with all the difficulty in front of me, with the storm in front of me. I will prevail. And that's what I love about that energy with you, Capricorn, because again, we've got two birds here sitting with be the hunter, not the hunted, along with this Chariot. So you're being sharp, you're being strategic, you're being aware, you're making a strategy, Capricorn. You are doing what you can to create a new strategy and to prevail, to win, to get through by any means necessary. And I love that energy, Capricorn. That's a powerful energy. So even though we see this deep fear, even though we see this death, we see this fear of a great ending, we see you putting in the work and the power to evolve, to expand. Now we've got a water energy. And of course, the Chariot is also water, and so is the death. The death is Scorpio energy. The Chariot is Cancer energy. And in your advice and in your spiritual guidance, we have water energy. So this lets me know that October is going to be emotional for you, which makes sense. The pathway for your spiritual fulfillment and the sacred manifestation of your purpose is not necessarily logical and will evolve organically. The skillful and unpredictable workings of Earth Mother are supporting your soul journey unconditionally. Following up on inspired ideas and allowing for unexpected shifts in direction are integral to the manifestation of your soul purpose. Commit to an idea that feels good to your heart, even if it seems improbable or unattainable, it will manifest successfully. And that's the thing that's moving through you. Unattainable, improbable, you're saying, I don't care. I'm making smart moves. I'm in the Chariot. I'm in this position. I'm going to get what it is that I want. I don't care if it looks illogical. I don't care if it looks strange. I'm putting myself in the driver's seat, and I'm taking things on. So this is you educating yourself. This is you, being powerful, being steadfast. Whatever loss that it is that you're in front of, whatever you fear will be taken away from you. You're sitting in the driver's seat, and you're saying, not today. Not today. I'm not going through it. I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to just accept defeat. I'm going to power through. I'm going to expand through. And I love that energy for you, Capricorn. You are educating yourself. You are finding the resources. You are making a plan. You are creating strategy in order to evolve. Like this says, make a career plan and follow it through step by step. And you're doing what it is that you need to do in order to do that. And I love that. So October is a very powerful month. When we look at November, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles, along with Pandora's gift. So a secret to be revealed. We've got a positive, beautiful positive twist of fate. We also have wrong decision. Reckless behavior can lead to consequences. You're thinking before you act. And then in your fears, we've got the Six of Pentacles. So in your shadow, we've got this fear that you have to give more than you're ready to give. I was going to say equal give and take, but no, you're afraid that you have to give more than you have. Give more than you're able to. Now, this could have you in a position where, yes, you're moving forward. I like this because here you are, you're identified again with the Knight of Pentacles, and you're good as the Knight of Pentacles. I love when you take on the identity of being the Knight of Pentacles. However, you could be putting yourself in a position where, because you feel like you don't have enough, you may be thinking quite strategically, especially because we have Pandora's gift, and Pandora is all about the secrets, keeping secrets, what's available inside the box, what hasn't been revealed. You can be practicing a bit of secrecy in order to move through practically. We see that from October to November, you're still making very slow, methodical, strategic steps, which I like. But again, this reckless behavior, it's important to be, let's say, honest and clear in your approach, Capricorn. Don't get yourself caught up trying too hard to keep all your pentacles to yourself. Let's just say that. Now, what I do like is the fact that you are thinking before you act, because you are the Knight of Pentacles. You are being very strategic. You are moving slowly. You are being aware. And in your healing points is a very beautiful energy, okay? And it's happening in reality during the month of November, which is a positive twist of fate. So in November, you're experiencing a positive twist of fate, which would explain why you are kind of putting yourself in a position where you may be thinking about doing things strategically. Something gets revealed to you that has been away from you. You open the door to Pandora's box, and you're kind of trying to navigate strategically. A positive twist of fate and a windfall of good fortune are destined for you. Brightness and hope will alleviate negativity and give you the strength to find your way through a time of adversity or challenge. Finally, you will experience peace, love, and a deep connection with your true self and the universe. Good things are on their way to you. This is a very beautiful energy. And in your fears is not anything too heavy. Again, it's this feeling that you have to give more than you can receive, and it's causing you to kind of be a little bit juggly. But this doesn't feel negative to me. It feels like something, yeah, you finally open the door to Pandora's box, and you're moving through like molasses through that experience. What do I do next? How do I navigate this? What do I do? How do I handle this? How do I handle this? What steps do I take? What's so interesting is because in November, we're talking about Scorpio season, and Scorpio season for you is your 11th house activation. So it is about your social life, it is about who you're talking to, who you're connecting with. Yeah, it feels good. It does. It feels good. I can't deny that. That Knight of Pentacles feels nice. It feels stable. It feels like I'm just going. I'm moving slowly toward my desires. And that positive twist of fate, this is one of my favorite cards in the deck. My favorite cards. You've opened the door to Pandora's box. But think before you act. Just because you got what you wanted doesn't mean you move recklessly, Capricorn. Move slowly. Be integral. So when we go into December, Capricorn, we've got a Two of Pentacles. We've got it in the world, not of the world. Releasing yourself from guilt, fear, and shame. Focusing on saving. And in your fears is something related to you not being able to feel stable and have a good sense of home. Now, I've got the Two of Pentacles, like I said, in December. So juggling, trying to figure things out, being aware of your wants and your needs or your desires in that way. This doesn't necessarily feel stressful. It's more like trying to make something happen. For a lot of you, this is pertaining to home. Okay, this is pertaining to your house itself, moving, worries tied around moving, or again, stability, what it is that you can have for yourself when it comes to this energy. We see this Two of Pentacles in terms of savings. So a lot of you can find yourselves moving in December or having to be aware of your finances in December, what it is that you have, what it is that you're holding on to, a deep sense of juggling during the month of December. And like I said, a lot of you could see a financial increase in November, a financial increase that yeah, it makes you happy, throws you off a bit, and then you're trying to figure out what you will do with it. And then we come into December as you're trying to navigate yourself. What I love is we see in the world, not of the world, and this is my SeaGoat card because it's all about understanding how to have both, how to have the balance of being a practical person, being a person in your career, but also being a person of your emotions, being a person that has happiness, has wealth or joy within yourself. You're striking a balance in the month of December, both ways over. What it is that you are investing in versus how it is that you are working. Where is home? Where is work? How are you doing both? Where are you finding the balance with yourself? Where are you finding stability? Where you're finding peace? And again, this is all about understanding what it is that you have, what it is that you have within you, what is in your grasp. And a lot of it is tied around your finances in specific, the money you are navigating in specific, what you are doing with it, work-life balance. Now, what I love again is this is another earth energy. So in the practical, you are being healed from guilt and fear. Such emotions will no longer steal your personal power or dissuade you from confidence, happiness, and realizing your own worth. No matter how unlikely it may seem, you are going to emerge from a spiritual winter into light and life. The divinely ordained time for your liberation, healing, and emergence is closer than you realize. Abundant blessings are stirring and shall soon manifest. Yeah, so in December, we see you're feeling lighter, you're feeling less, yeah, guilt, shame, heaviness. And this is mainly because you're making things happen. I think what's interesting is yeah, you kind of been in a place, Capricorn, that you've been navigating your emotions. You've been navigating your emotions, especially tied to this feels more financial than it does what's happening in your career. A lot of this feels like financial balance, literal money balance. You know, you guys know I always say pentacles are more than just money, but in this case, this feels a lot more about literal finances. And September sees you in a space where you're feeling better, you're feeling lighter, you're feeling, yeah, like you're okay, you're feeling more okay. You're understanding what it is that you have, and now and how to distribute what it is that you have, what to do with what it is that you have. Less fear, less heaviness, less intensity. You're okay, and you're just kind of navigating the distribution of everything. Put this goes here, that goes there, and what you will do with it. And for a lot of you, it can be, yeah, tied to moving, tied to home. Now, when we look at January, this is a powerful energy because you're starting the year strong in your season. So you went from a Two of Pentacles. It's interesting. You went from, there's a lot of Pentacles here. You went from a Knight of Pentacles to a Two of Pentacles, and now you're at an Ace of Pentacles. So it's almost like you're lightening the load. You're letting go. December sees you letting go. December sees you're in a space where you're like, okay, I need to put this here, I need to do this here, I need to do that, in order to put myself in the beginning of 2025 where I'm starting brand new. Strong, solid, stable. We see new birth, guarded vigilante. So whatever war that you were experiencing, or I guess winter, like it said, at the second half of the year, you're able to actually be okay. You're standing strong at the beginning of next year in January, and you're independent. You're standing strong and independent. You did it, Capricorn. The stability that you needed to gain, this new story that you needed to have, the story looks very strong and stable by the time January comes around. And that's why December, you're lightening your load through distribution. Okay, I have enough now. I have enough. And this is what I'm going to do with it. Your inner spiritual power, this is clarity. So this January comes and gives you this fresh ounce of clarity where you feel like you're being reborn. Like I said, you feel like you're starting over. Very independent, very strong. Manage your money yourself. Independence, not depending on others. Your inner spiritual power can heal circumstances in your life and our world in greater ways than you realize. Journey within to gain clarity and conscious redirection of your inner energies toward that which you wish to manifest. Do not try to control what is happening. Instead, work to bring positive influence to bear so that you can contribute constructively towards shaping the outcome for the greatest good. So this is about, again, there's an awareness that comes to you about needing to go within to create what's happening on the outside. You're here. You're stable. This is your new story. This is your new experience, right? Go within to gain clarity. New birth, guarded vigilante. You're writing a new story in in January 2026. You're saying, this is how I'm going to do this now. Not going to pack on too much. Not going to put yourself in positions that keep you bound or chained to things that keep you in a rut, that keep you in a heavy space, especially when we're looking at August. A lot of those fears and worries, Capricorn, what are you doing in the month of August to make it so that you have to work with people you don't necessarily trust? What are you connected to that you need to let go of? And we're going to be seeing you navigate throughout the rest of the year, piece by piece, lightening that load, putting in the work in September, realizing that there are better people that you can work with and connect with, fighting the good fight in October and not giving up, powering through. Then we see November, a beautiful energy happens for you, and you're kind of having to, again, navigate yourself through that. Think before you act. Be very particular and strategic. But again, November, when I see wrong decision, reckless behavior can lead to bad consequences. You're having to move slow in November because of some good news. Let's just say that, not wanting to lose what it is that you've acquired. And in December, you're lightening the load, you're letting go, you're able to create practical steps for what it is that you need. And then here you are in January, lighter. And this lightness makes it so that you can begin again. Don't try to control the outside. Be alone, Capricorn. Be independent, because before you were carrying too much baggage. Could have been that you were carrying too much people, carrying too much debt. And then as January finds you, it's more level. And that independence is where you find your strength. Now, the overarching energy, we've got good luck and we've got promotion. So that lets me know that through this entire time period, Capricorn, you're going to be okay. So the luck is on your side when it comes to whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in terms of your stability. Like I said, I'm being completely honest with you. Most of you, this feels like basic money. This feels like pentacles more than it does, practical matters or career matters. It feels like what you are doing with your actual finances, what you're doing with your actual money. And again, good luck with responsibilities and work duties. Take your chances, and most importantly, promotion. So you're going through a level up during the remainder of the year. And there's luck being poured into you as you're navigating these situations to lighten your load to be able to start again. Now, when we see at the bottom of the deck, we've got seeing the true you, and every journey starts with a single step. And I love this energy because, again, we talk about courage, we talk about promotion, we talk about this needing to step out and start over. And then we see seeing the true you. It's like a clarity happens when it comes to who it is that you are based around what it is that you deserve. And that's the overarching energy. Every journey starts with a single step. See yourself for who you really are. See yourself for what it is that you can actually really create for yourself. At the bottom of the tarot deck, we have the Hierophant. So a lot of you guys are dealing with institutional situations. Institutions, debts, a lot of things tied to your finances, and most importantly, the Four of Pentacles. And you are the Four of Pentacles. What you have, what is yours, what you can keep, your savings. Like I said, a lot of this feels bare bones, you dealing with your actual finances, what you are doing with your finances, what you can keep, what is yours, what you have. Now, at the bottom of the healing deck, you've got Anapasis, which is kind of interesting because it's similar to the energy of January. Do not give up, water energy, but allow your heart to disengage from your struggles. Yeah, a lot of this is emotional. Do not give up, but allow your heart to disengage from your struggles. Give yourself much needed rest. You're in a phase of recovery. Yeah, that's the thing, Capricorn. You're evolving your finances. You're recovering your finances. If you have been off your path, you are going to come back strong. You'll regain your spark of passion, inspiration, and devotion. A certain order of events needs to take place in order for your soul to come into fruition. Commit yourself to your sacred journey, trusting the right thing will happen at the right time. That's the thing. But it's a process. It's a process. And I can't even say that for a lot of you, this is building just to build. No, for most of you, this is restoration. You're healing your finances through the remainder of the year. But it is a process. It just is. It's a process. And you have to, let's say, breathe in and breathe out your emotions as you do this. Now, this energy is about understanding that you're protected by the divine. And this energy is about understanding, and these are both fire. This is about understanding, again, how to separate from anxiety as you go through this process, because every journey starts with a single step. And you're seeing yourself for who you truly are in a positive way. Now, I don't dislike this energy. Like I said, I don't see anything very... Oh, and at the bottom of the... sorry, I didn't do the shadow for the month of January. In the shadow, we've got the Five of Cups in reverse, and we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. So in your shadow for the month of January, again, we've got minors. So we've got this relationship with fear that you cannot walk away, fear that your happiness is unfounded, that you need to pay attention to the spilled cups, that you need to see what has been lost, that you're going to be bounded and stuck, and that's just crying over spilled milk, Capricorn. And at the bottom of the shadow deck, we've got mommy. We've got the Empress here. So I think that's quite interesting. And then we also have Judgment in reverse. So I think that's quite interesting because, again, it's like your fears are about your own stability. And those are deep fears because we're looking at majors here. We're looking at majors. Now we're going to get advice for this. But you're evolving. So there's no need to worry. But I can't say it's not an emotional time. But it's an emotional time that you can and will survive. You're evolving here, Capricorn. What is it that you need to know? Feel, do, be. Normally I do think, feel, do, be. But I want to say no. Feel, do, be. No, feel, do, be. Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck with the Hierophant there, which is interesting. Give me advice. No. Turquoise Lotus Mother, that's interesting. Blossoms of Sky Dancer. People. So what's interesting here is what you need to know is, again, by no surprise, we've got the Three of Cups because, again, Cancer is in Jupiter. So a lot of this is related to people, who you're working with, who you're connected to, your impact, or the way you are being impacted by other people, and how they are affecting your relationship with your finances. Now, what is it that you need to feel is this kind of this fresh non-attachment. You have to be non-attached, Capricorn. You have to have energy, and you have to have, dare I say, even excitement to go through this process. You have to be ready for anything and attached to nothing. Ready for anything and attached to nothing. Your energy needs to be in a place where you're ready. You're ready for anything and attached to nothing, and that'll be the thing that helps you. Because if you're too attached to an idea or an outcome, if you don't use this youthfulness to save you, it'll work against you. Do be aware of the possibilities. Do not shut, these two go hand in hand together. Feel and do, right? Be aware of the possibilities. Do not shut yourself down. That fresh Page of Wands energy needs to be there, almost like invoking a childlike energy where you believe all things are possible, because you need to remain open to the limitless possibilities of things. When the door closes, you have to realize another one's going to open. You are divinely protected, as we see. There needs to be a need to step away from the complications of the mind, right? And then when we look back at Anapasis, right, when we see do not give up, but allow your heart to disengage from the struggles. Give yourself enough rest. You're in a phase of recovery. If you have been off your path, you're going to come back strong. Regain the spark of passion, inspiration, and devotion. A certain order of events need to take place in order for this to happen. So again, it's like you can't be too caught up in the way this is making you feel. You have to kind of take a punch and get back up. You have to deal with the waves of this moment. You cannot be attached, because if you don't, you will lose sight of the fact that anything is possible. Now, who is it you need to be? Exactly my point. Scorpio. You have to be death itself, Capricorn, ready to be transformed, ready to change and transform at any time, at any moment. Remember, death is Scorpio, and the Seven of Cups is also water energy, and so is the Three of Cups. So it goes into the space of, you are working with people. This is all about other people and how other people are going to affect this process. So again, when you're talking about your finances, this can be family, this can be clients, this can be debts, this can be, legal matters. It's all about the way in which you're navigating your relationships with other people, and you cannot be attached. You have to be able to take punches, like I said, and get back up. Take no's and be able to get back up. There's a passion that needs to be reborn during this time period, and you have to be transformed, especially because we saw seeing the true you. It's lost over here, but we saw every journey starts with a single step and seeing the true you. You are becoming a new person, Capricorn. You have to be ready and available and aware of the fact that you're becoming a new person, and you have to, yeah, Scorpio energy. Scorpio is a part of the reason why Scorpio is so good at navigating, let's say, career matters when necessary. Here, I just want to say the reason why Scorpio is so good at navigating career matters when necessary is because Scorpio knows when it's time to transform. That non-attachment, ready to evolve and expand at any time, makes it so that the things stay limitless, things stay aware for Scorpio energy, Capricorn, and that's where it is that you need to be. You are changing. You are changing, you are evolving, you're becoming different, and you need to allow that to be true. You need to allow that to be your truth. Now, allow yourself to be lifted out of the struggle. Second confirmation on getting out the struggle, disengaging from struggle. An old pattern is finally in its death throes. Something that weighed heavily on you from your past, this can be one of the most testing times to allow something to go. Just when it seems so demanding of your time, focus, and attention, yet do not doubt. You have actually learned the lessons it required of you, and you are now being able to be blessed with an opportunity to receive karmic healing, Capricorn. There's nothing else I can say about that. Like I said, you are being promoted. You are evolving. Step away from the anxieties. This is about what it is that you have. This is about being able to hold on to what you have, being able to evolve, being able to expand. And like I said, for a lot of you, this is letting go of legal situations, debts, uh, becoming a new financial person. Let's just say that old karmic financial cycles coming to an end because you are allowing yourself to evolve. The karmic cycles and the death throes, and you have nothing to worry about here. Like I said, Capricorn, this energy feels light. It's just a process. That's all. So that's what I have for you. And I love you so very, very much, SeaGoat.